everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a review, swatches, and demo / tutorial on the new Too Faced Peaches and Cream collection. I don't think I've ever had as many messages from you all asking me to review a collection before. This was like an outpouring number of requests for me to try and get my hands on some of these items to give you all an in-depth review and tutorial and show you all some swatches. I was already so freaking excited for this collection before any of you asked me, so I was already planning on getting a majority of the items they released in the collection, which I do have in front of me and I am wearing on my face today. This collection did release on Thursday, both in store and online. I know a couple of my Sephoras had the whole collection, some of the other ones only had parts of the collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know down below also if you guys are excited for this collection, if you've picked anything up already. So if you're curious to hear my review as well as see some swatches and a tutorial on how to get pretty much this whole look, then just keep on watching. So a lot of you probably already know that Too Faced does have a Sweet Peach collection that came out about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now, and it started out with the Sweet Peach palette, and they recently expanded that line with some face products as well as some lip glosses and things like that, and recently they came out with an entire collection called Peaches and Cream. Now I did buy all of this with my own money. I have my Sephora receipt right here. I believe this collection is exclusive to Too Faced website as well as Sephora in store and online. Again, like I was saying in the beginning, I was so excited to see this come out because Too Faced has a lot of like dewy, radiant products. I'm a super oily person, so I need something that's very matte, and I was excited to see that a majority of this collection, especially the face complexion products, are geared for people with more combination to oily skin, as they are more of a velvet matte finish. So this is Experience the next generation of comfort matte makeup that creates a soft, focused, color correcting, and comfortable velvet finish. It smells like a peaches and cream dream infused with comfort matte technology. Everything in this collection is infused with sweet fig cream and peaches, which I think smells absolutely delicious. So the first product that I want to talk about is the Just Peachy Matte Velvet Matte Eyeshadow Palette. I actually really love the typography that Too Faced decided to use on their peaches. I just think it's such a cute typography and font, and the color gradient of like a pink to a light pink ombre I think is so beautiful. This palette retails for $45 and you are getting 12 different matte shades in here. The packaging of all of the compacts that look like this kind of have that bubble plastic on the top of all of them, which I think is really cute. It kind of gives it a little bit of a different dimension to the packaging, but again, the typography is just adorable. You have two little peaches that open up the palette, and then when you open it up you have a nice mirror, and then here are the shades. So these are 12 beautiful matte shades that are warm toned. You also have some really pretty peaches. I did find a majority of these are really great dupes for the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. So again, this is what I'm wearing on my eyes today. I love the formula of these eyeshadows. They're so creamy. They are creamy to the touch as well as creamy when you use them on your eyes. They blend really well. The only issue that I had with this palette and a couple of the shades were the lighter ones. I used these both to set my eyeshadow primer as well as kind of create my kind of neutral cut crease, if you will, and they're not super pigmented. You really have to use a flat shader brush and really dig in there to pick up product, but the other colors in here are absolutely gorgeous. They're just so creamy to the touch and they have such great color payoff. I love the fact that this is also completely matte because I don't really have too many all matte palettes, and I love that this is warm toned and peachy toned. I feel like peaches look great on a variety of different skin tones, so I've been really enjoying this. The colors are gorgeous. They blend really nicely and they build nicely on top of each other also. They're super pigmented. They go on the eye just like you see them in the pan. I want to quickly show you a couple of swatches. So this is the first row of eyeshadows. You have Peach Meringue, which is the lightest one. As you can see, it's really not that pigmented. After that is Peach Tea. The third one down is called Peach Cobbler, and the deepest one in this row is Peach Tart. Here is those next row of shades. Starting from the top, we have Peach Butter. After that is called Just Peachy, Peach Punch, and then the last one, the most pigmented and so beautiful, that one is called Just Right. Last but not least, we have the third row starting from Peaches and Cream. Next shade after that is called Fresh Picked. The really nice burnt red is called Peach Sangria, and then last but not least we have Chocolate Dipped. So you can see from the swatches of the palette just how gorgeous this is. This is one of my favorite items from the entire collection, and definitely one that I recommend everyone go check out. I now want to move on to some of the complexion products because there are a ton of really great complexion products in this collection. So the first one I have is the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Perfecting Primer. This is what it looks like. I love that it's a squeezy tube. You also have a pump on the bottom just like the foundation, which I will show you also. So this primer retails for $32, but you are getting 1.35 ounces of product in here, which is more than a standard amount of primer or foundation. So this says that it's a long-lasting cooling matte primer that blurs and smooths your complexion with a brightening peach tint that works on any skin tone. I do really like this product. It is a peach peach tone, which I think is really flattering. That is what it looks like, and it is not really silicone-y or dimethicone-y. It feels really good. It has more of like a whipped texture, and it just soaks into your skin so nicely. It does kind of have that slight cooling sensation to the skin because it's so light, but it also gives your skin a boost of hydration while still being matte. This isn't one of those primers that when you put it on, you're going to see it completely make your skin matte, which I really like because those tend to be super drying. This really controls my oils. It blurs out all my pores and imperfection while it still feels nice and cooling, yet velvety matte finish, which I love. Going along with the primer, we also have the foundation. So this is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is transfer resistant. It also says it's a medium coverage. It's oil-free, 14-hour wear, oil controlling, photo-friendly, and shine-free. So this foundation retails for $36. There are 12 different shades to choose from, which I did feel like matched up with the Born This Way range they have. I really hope they do release more shades in this, but for $36 you are getting 1.6 fluid ounces. So again, like I was mentioning with the primer, a typical primer or foundation is only 1 fluid ounce. You are getting a little bit over 1.5 times the amount of a typical foundation, so I really like that about this. I got mine in the shade Nude. The description of this says it is light with rosy undertones. I do feel like a lot of the shades do have more of a yellow undertone, so this actually pulls really nice and neutral on me, even though it says it has rosy undertones. I was surprised at how much I like this also. It's beautiful on the skin. As you will see in the demo, it doesn't dry down completely matte. My skin still had a radiant looking glow to it, which I really enjoyed. I had to use about 3.5 pumps to kind of get the desired coverage that I wanted, but again, it is more of a medium to buildable, so if you do like a full coverage like me, you can definitely achieve it with this foundation. It's just going to take a little bit more product. The actual consistency of this is more of a watery foundation, especially for something that's matte. I was quite surprised at. As you can see, it is running down my skin, and then when you blend it out, you can just see how much nice coverage it gives, and again, that kind of radiant glow to the skin. It makes it look so natural. It's like such a natural matte finish, which I love. I feel like it just looks beautiful on the skin. I literally look airbrushed, so this is another one of my favorites. I have been loving this. Next, for complexion products, Too Faced also released 2 different kinds of powders. So this first powder is the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. This is what the packaging looks like. This retails for $32, but again, you are getting a little bit over the standard amount of product. You're getting 1.23 ounces, where if I compare it to the Laura Mercier translucent powder, that is only 1 ounce. So you are getting a significant amount more for this. This says that it's a feather light universal peach tint setting powder that brightens your skin and smells like a dream. Creates a silky smooth canvas for bronzers, blushes, and highlighters while helping to absorb oil and reduce shine throughout the day. I definitely agree with that. I think this makes your skin look airbrushed. I love this so much more than the Born This Way one. This does have a little bit more of a peach tint, but it's not too dark where it's gonna look crazy on your skin. I don't like the fact that this has a sifter. I feel like it has no purpose in my life besides the fact that it's gonna keep powder out of my bag when I'm traveling. I use it under my eyes as well as to set my entire face. I really do feel like this makes my skin look like it has a filter on it, but it's just this powder. It's magical. I love this. I would definitely repurchase this once I'm out. Going along with that loose setting powder, we also have the Peach Blur. This is the translucent smoothing finishing powder. This one is supposed to be used as like an all-over finishing powder, so after you set and use that powder, they want you to use this one to give your skin like a luminous veil over the top of everything once you kind of set everything in place. So the description of this says it's the most magical all-over finishing powder ever created. Achieve the illusion of perfect skin with advanced optical color correcting spheres that help smooth harsh lines and blur imperfections in a translucent peach shade that works on all skin tones. So this product retails for $30. You are only getting 0.28 ounces of product, but again, it is more of a pressed formula. It also has that kind of peach tint to it that's going to look really nice and naturally color correcting on a variety of different skin tones. And as you can see, there is a little bit of a radiance to it. I'm going to be honest, this is one of the items that I feel like you can pass on. While it does look beautiful on the skin and it really did kind of help blur everything out, I just don't think it's super necessary, so I probably wouldn't recommend this one. Although it does look beautiful, I just don't feel like it's one of those products that I would reach for on an everyday basis. Next, we have a gorgeous looking bronzer. This is called Sweetie Pie. It's the Radiant Matte Bronzer. Now, I'm going to insert a picture of this before I used it because there was an overspray and it looked absolutely gorgeous. This product retails for $30 and you are getting 0.47 ounces of product. I love the way this looks on the skin. Now, the reason I love this so much is that it has a mixture of 4 different colors. So you have a couple of different bronzy tones. You also have one that's a little bit more highlighting, but the thing I love about this the most is it has a little bit of a blush in it, which I think when you mix them all together looks so natural, because when I typically get sunburned or a little bit tan, I do have a rosy flush to my cheeks. Again, I'm wearing it today and I just love the way it looks on my skin. This is another one that I think people are really going to enjoy. Is it for everyone's skin tone? Definitely not. I do hope they come out with some more shades. So there it is swatched on my finger. It's just so pretty and it's not too dark. I like that it has that kind of nice natural looking blush tone in there. I think it looks so beautiful on the skin. I have one more face product before I move on to the lipsticks. So next we have the Peach Mist. This is the mattifying setting spray. I was so excited to see a mattifying one because the Hangover one, I bought it and I really did not like it. It felt so sticky on my skin and I was a little bit nervous to try this one out because I had such a bad experience with the other one, and I can reassure you that I love this. The way that it sits on top of your skin and sets your makeup also feels very different to me. So this retails for $32. You are getting 4 ounces of product. The only thing that this says is that it is a setting spray that locks down makeup with our exclusive Comfort Matte finish. It also helps control oil for a comfortable, weightless feel that lasts all day. You do have to shake this product because I believe there is like a powder mist in here which makes it mattifying, and they reminded you with a little sticker on there that is so freaking cute. But this is what the packaging looks like. Again, it has a nice mister. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it is so fine and the smell is not too much, unlike a lot of the other products in this collection which are pretty potent. They smell good, but this one is just such a refreshing smell and I just love the way it sets my makeup. It does leave my skin with a more velvety matte finish which I really like. Last but not least in the collection that I picked up are the lipsticks. I only got 2 colors. These are the Peach Kiss Moisture Matte Longwear Lipstick. So I got the colors Sunday Funday and Dollface. The packaging on these is so nice and beautiful. They are really nice and weighted, and when you open them up and look inside, there's such a beautiful imprint of peaches and it says TF on the top of it. These lipsticks retail for $21. There are 20 different colors, which is exciting. The 2 colors I got are Dollface, which is described as a nudie peach. I also got Sunday Funday, which is described as a warm nude. I am wearing a mixture of both of them on my lips right now. I have the darker one all over and then Dollface just right in the middle. So here's a swatch. This is Dollface. It's a really beautiful kind of peachy light nude. And then next we have Sunday Funday. Just look at how creamy those are, but they're so nice and matte. These are so comfortable to wear and they feel really good on the lips. So the claims on these: so you can achieve a burst of intense matte color, unsurpassed comfort and hydration with this long wearing refreshing infused formula. I do love both of these colors and I want to get my hands on the other nude pink one, which I think is going to look so beautiful. Are these necessary? Totally not. There are so many other brands that have nice matte lipsticks, but I do really like the formula of these and the colors that I chose are to die for. So now that you've seen the whole collection, show you guys swatches as well as told you a little bit about the products, I am so surprised at how much of this I actually really did like. There's a lot of products that Too Faced has recently come out with that I was a little bit iffy on and weren't the best quality. The formulas were just completely off and they just were totally not worth the money. So I was really nervous to try this new collection out, but I was so excited to hear all the claims. The whole collection is just absolutely beautiful. So I had really high hopes that this was going to be good and I was not let down. I'm really impressed with everything that I tried out. Of course, not everything is necessary. The 3 things that I would definitely recommend from the collection are the eyeshadow palette, the foundation, as well as the loose setting powder. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. Those are the standouts for me in this collection. If you do have this collection already and you've tried some of the items, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'd love to know. Like I told you all in the beginning, I did record a demo and tutorial using all those products. So if you're curious to see how I got this look and you want to see all the products in action, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start with my eyeshadow. I've already primed my eyes. I'm going to take a mixture between Peach Meringue and Peach Butter, which are the 2 lighter shades. One's more yellow toned and one's more pinky toned. And this is just going to set my eyeshadow primer. I'm going to take the color Peaches and Cream for my transition color on a Morphe M441 brush. This is just going to go in windshield wiper motions back and forth. I'm starting in the outer corner and then kind of dragging what's left over into my inner corner. Next color I'm going to take is called Fresh Picked. This is more of like a burnt peach. I'm using this on a Sigma E25 brush. This is their blending brush. And this is going to go into our crease also as like a transition color. This is just going to go a little bit below that first shade we put. I'm still going to kind of buff it out. Going in with that same brush, I'm going to take the color Peach Punch and I'm going to apply this on my outer corner, blending it up into my crease as well. You can just see how vibrant this color is. I'm really just wanting to build up my outer V color. This is going to be the start of the definition, but I wanted a pop of color first. I'm next going to take a Sigma medium angled shading brush. This is an E70 with the color Just Right, and this is going to go right on my outer V. I'm going to first place this color where I want it to be the most saturated, and then we're going to go in and blend out the edges. So going back in with that E25 brush and buffing out the edges. On a Morphe E17 brush, I'm taking Peach Sangria. This is the darkest kind of burnt red in the palette. And this is again going to go right on my outer corner, just building up that color. I'm going to go back in with that E17 brush. I'm going to take Peach Tart, which isn't the darkest color brown. It's more of like a muddy chocolatey color brown. And this is, again, just going to go right like along my lower lash line. I'm not going to bring it farther up. I just want a little bit more definition. Now for my lid, I'm not going to be using any other shimmers. I'm just going to be using the palette. So I'm going to take the color Peach Butter and it's going to go all over my lid. But because this is a matte shade and I really want it to pop, I'm going to use a little bit of concealer as a base. So now that I have my concealer down, before I go in with my lid color, I'm going to take a little bit more of Peach Sangria and just blend the edges of this. For my lid shade, I'm going to take the color Peach Butter, which is the lighter one out of the two. It has more of the pinky undertone. And I'm just going to be placing this and packing this on with a shadow brush. This one is by Wet n Wild. And I'm just going to place this right on the concealer. So this is going to be it for the eyeshadow portion. I am going to finish off my eyes with a little bit of liquid liner just to hide my lash band, as well as applying some mascara and putting on some false lashes. So moving on to my face, I do want to prep my skin with the Peach Mist. This is the setting spray, but I do want to use this as well as like a primer spray. This is mattifying and it feels and smells so good. For primer, I'm going to take the Primed Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. This feels amazing on the skin. It kind of has a peachy tint to it, as you can see right there, but it's more of a kind of whipped formula. It doesn't have that silicone-y or dimethicone feel on the skin. It feels really lightweight and it just soaks into the skin super nicely. So this I'm really excited about. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. So I'm just going to do 2 pumps on the back of my hand and I'm going to be using a foundation brush. This is the Luxie 530 flat top kabuki brush. I'm just gonna stipple this all over my face. So with the brush, you're gonna want to press it into your skin rather than buffing, because this doesn't really move around too well. So you just want to press it in, and that also helps you build the coverage of this. Because this is more of a medium to buildable coverage, I would definitely not say it's full right off the bat, but you can build this up. I just put concealer on, so to set everything on my face, I'm gonna use the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. So I'm gonna place this right under my eyes to set my concealer. And then on a bigger brush, this is a Real Techniques B01 brush. I'm gonna take that same powder and just set the rest of my face. Before I go in with my contour and bronzer, blush and highlight and everything, I do want to apply a little bit of the Peach Blur. This is the Translucent Smoothing Finishing Powder. So I'm going to take that on a powder brush. This one is by Flower. I'm just going to press this into my skin. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Sweetie Pie Radiant Matte Bronzer. So I'm going to take this on a Morphe R2 brush. I'm just going to use this to warm up the outer perimeters of my face. Now I didn't pick up any of the blushes or like the cream products per se from the collection just because I knew I wasn't going to use them, but I am going to be using the Pop It Out Peach blush by Too Faced. And then for highlight, I do want to show you this new product that I got because this is absolutely gorgeous. I have the number 5, I don't remember what it's called, and then I just got sent this one from Octoly. This is the Lancome Dual Finish Highlighter. This one is in number 1 Shimmering Buff. This one is just a really pretty light gold, so I wanted to show you guys this on camera because it is so beautiful. I'm going to use this both on my cheekbones and on my inner corner. Look at how pretty that is. The last thing I have to do before lips is finish off the eyes. So I'm going to go back in with the Sigma E25 brush. And I'm going to take the color Fresh Picked, which was one of our transition colors, and just run this on the lower lash line. On a small angled brush, I'm going to take the color Peach Punch. And again, this is going to go from the outer corner to the inner half of my eye. On a Morphe M432 brush, I'm going to take the colors Just Right and mix it with a little bit of Peach Tart. And this is going to go along the lower lash line as tight as I can make it right on the outer corner. Now for lips, I am going to line my lips with the Too Faced Perfect Lips Perfect Nude Lip Liner. The first color I'm going to apply is called Sunday Funday. This is the darker out of the 2 nudes that I have. And just to lighten things a little bit, I'm going to take the color Dollface, and this is going to go right in the middle of my lips. And then of course, to finish off everything, I'm going to take again the Peach Mist Mattifying Setting Spray to set my face. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all really liked it. I know some of you wanted me to do this, and I'm so glad I was able to get my hands on these products. As always, I will leave everything that I talked about as well as everything else that I use on my face down below in the description box for you. If you did like this video and you found it helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up as well as subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all so very much, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!